Man discovers huge sum of money at an ATM, and what he did with it made everyone wonder why. There are times we often come across something that tests our morality. If you ever discover a stack of $500 bills in front of you, what would your reaction be? It would be a common thing to do if someone takes the money to buy stuff they need or want. But there are a few people who are not like this. Bobby Puryear is one of those rare people who made a decision to do something extraordinary when he found a huge sum of money at an ATM. So what exactly did he do? As we all know, the world is basically split into two types of people: good people and bad people. We all have our conscience to judge whether our actions are right or wrong, and even though there are certainly evil people, the world also has a ton of awesome people who do honorable deeds. But what this man named Bobby Puryear did was something truly incredible. Bobby Puryear, after finding a stack of $500 bills in the ATM, did something that was truly unexpected and uncommon. He ended up finding a huge sum of money and decided to do something that most of us would never imagine doing. And with that being said, let us take a closer look at how this incredible story happened and how it came about. So where and how did this guy get a hold of so much cash in the first place? Well, this story begins when Bobby Puryear made a decision to go over to the local ATM to get some cash. This was an innocent visit to the ATM where he had not planned on meeting with such an amazing encounter. He went there just to take some money that he needed for his personal use. And there was no chance that Bobby could have ever guessed such a thing would happen on that uneventful day. He had planned on taking a short trip to the ATM, but this would turn out to be such a huge surprise. When he found a bunch of money stuck in the ATM, he was shocked because this sort of thing had never happened to him before. We all know that money is important, that we need it to get stuff done or buy things we need. We all know that money does make the world go round, and that without it, we become poor and barren. If any of us found money in the streets or anywhere, we would obviously grab it and go. Most of us would take the cash and run away without telling anyone, but not Bobby. When Bobby found the money, he was absolutely determined to do the right thing. He did not do what most of us would do, take the cash away for his personal use later. You see, Bobby was a very thoughtful and just man. He did not want to give into greed. However, what Bobby did next was truly something worth noting, because most of us would not have done the same. When we see money, we cannot deny the fact that most of us would immediately grab it, look around to see if the owner is there, then, if there is no one around, we would take it. But Bobby was not a thief. This man did not even wish to touch the money with his hands. However, since he did not want anyone to steal them, he decided to take the money to keep it safe. And although his initial plan was to take some cash out for himself from the ATM, since Bobby met with such a strange incident, his whole plan changed. And soon after he took the money from the ATM, Bobby decided to do something he felt was right. He soon went inside the bank to have a word with the manager. He needed to clarify why the cash was lying there. Bobby wanted to go to the bank to clarify something that most of us would not even think about. Bobby needed to get to the bottom of the mysterious money that he discovered at the ATM. He needed to know who had lost the money in the ATM. The only person who could give him the answers would have to be the bank manager. But there was some issue because this was against the policy of the bank. Sadly, the manager did not want to disclose the information to Bobby. He did not tell him who the last person was that used the ATM. Since this was personal information, he was in no position to do so, and furthermore, the manager told Bobby something else as well. So when Bobby did not know what to do with the huge sum of money that he found, he went to the only place he thought would give him help, the bank. But sadly, what was told to him by the manager was what he was not anticipating. When he informed the manager that he wanted to leave the money at the bank with hopes that somebody would come to pick them up, his response was an unexpected one. Since initial thoughts were that the bank would agree to keep the money until the rightful owners came to claim it, when the manager refused, Bobby was shocked. The bank manager had good reasons though. His reason was that he did not want to be held responsible for the money. He did not want to be the one accused if something goes wrong. When he decided to the bank, he thought all of his worries would fade, that the bank would make everything okay. But sadly, Bobby did not find what he wanted. He thought it would be a simple questioning after which he could return to his usual business. He got a little fed up after he asked the manager some other questions. He then went to check the system to know whose money this was. So after checking the system and doing whatever he could to get to the bottom of this, Bobby finally got to know who had mistakenly left the money. So who was this person who managed to leave such a huge sum of money? This cash actually belonged to a 92-year-old woman named Edith. So then, after realizing this, what did Bobby do next? Bobby tried to do the best thing he could in order to make sure the huge sum of money did not go into the wrong hands. However, the thing did not go his way since the bank manager didn't want to keep the money. And since Bobby did not know what to do, he basically just told him to make a call the next time that Edith comes around. After finding out that the old lady was in fact the rightful owner of the money that was found at the ATM, Bobby felt responsible that she got every penny back. But since the bank did not want to intervene and play any part in this confusing incident, the only thing for Bobby to do was wait. Fortunately, Edith went to the bank rather quickly after Bobby's visit. So after requesting the bank manager to let him know if ever the lady who owns the money visits, Bobby left. But then there was a call for Bobby from the bank shortly. They called to inform him that Edith was at the bank, and without wasting any second, Bobby got his keys and drove his car. When Bobby finally reached the place, he did not know if Edith would still be there or not. But when Bobby finally reached the bank, he was glad to see that the old lady was still there. Edith could not believe what she was looking at. Never in a million years did she think that the money would ever return to her. But here it was. Edith had told Bobby that she had spent the entire night bowling because she realized that all money was lost. She even told him this heartbreaking story. There was another thing that was really unfortunate to have happened to Edith. When she was finally given her money back, she had told Bobby about another struggle she was facing. She had informed Bobby that she had managed to save $20 last month. She was so happy to receive all her money back and wanted to give this to her hero. But as we have already seen, Bobby is not a man who takes things that are not his. He kindly declined the money as he thought Edith would be better with it. And after refusing to take the money, Bobby moreover told Edith that her smile was reward enough. However, this was certainly not how things ended with the two. There was more. You must be thinking and appreciating how incredibly kind Bobby is. You will be shocked to learn that there is even more to the story and to what Bobby did for Edith. After he had a realization that Edith had some struggle with money, he made another call to the bank manager. What did he tell him? Well, it was certainly something Edith would be glad to hear. And so, when he made a call to the bank manager, Bobby had told them that he wanted them to take $500 from his account and for this to be transferred to Edith's account. After meeting her, he felt like she would need money more than he did. This story again meets a wonderful turn because Edith had a very noteworthy reaction to what happened. And so after learning about the old woman's monetary struggles, Bobby made it a point to do whatever he could to give some help. When she was informed that there was a donation made to her account, Edith could not hide her emotions. She could not contain her tears after realizing that Bobby transferred $500 from his to her account. So you must be wondering why this man had been unbelievably kind to Edith. He has done so much to make sure she does not have to worry too much. So after donating $500 to her account, Bobby finally decided to tell Edith the reason behind all his good deeds. Surely this amazing man must have some good explanations for behaving this way. And so the reason behind Bobby being so helpful and generous was all for a good reason. He was trying to set an example to a very special person in his life. He had even revealed to Edith who that special person is. Well, Bobby has a little nephew, whom he wanted to show what being a good person is all about. He needed to set an example to him through his actions. Bobby had always felt responsible to be a good role model and guide for this new darling nephew. He loved him with all his heart, and so he tried everything he possibly could to make sure he grew up to be a good human being. And Edith coming in his life was a good way to prove that he was not just about preaching it, that he was also practicing it. This is a golden lesson not everyone gets to learn. There was one more thing that Bobby thought to be truly important in life. He is a firm believer that money is not what life is solely about. He knows for a fact that no matter how much money one has, they are not guaranteed happiness. Bobby also makes sure that his actions show what he speaks about. If he was lying, he could have easily taken the ATM money. And you would think the story stops there, but no. It continues and in fact grows even bigger. So if you thought the story was going to be stopping there, you are wrong. The story was so touching that the whole town found out about Bobby's gesture, and very soon they decided to do something amazing for the commendable guy. He really did deserve some credit and appreciation. Since Bobby had not only given Edith her lost money back, he gave her some more. So surely this made anyone who ever heard about their story smile. So in just a few days, the entire town started discussing how amazing Bobby's actions were. So the locals quickly started chipping in with small donations to try and help Edith pay for her bills. Then something shocking happened once more. Since the whole town was so touched and inspired by Bobby and Edith's story, they decided to donate money in order to help the old lady with her financial woes. The locals all agreed to pitch in some cash for the lady in need, and something even better happened because even the bank manager joined in and donated some money as well. So after the whole town chimed in on the incident and decided to donate money for the needful lady, even the bank manager joined in. He took charge and collected all the money the locals had raised. He then added some money from his own pocket to round off the sum total to be $500. After this, he quickly transferred all the money to Edith's account. What would have been the case if Bobby had not been the first to enter the ATM after Edith lost her money? She sure is a lucky woman, and there is no denying that this is a fact. If somebody else had found the cash instead of old pure-hearted Bobby, Edith would have still cursed the day she used the ATM. She would have still been broke and looking for ways to get money. If you think about it, Edith's problems could have been incredibly vast. If she had permanently lost the money that is even more than $500, it would have been such a huge issue for her. She would have definitely not been able to collect $500 in a month, as she is an elderly lady. Even though her losing money was a misfortune, Bobby finding it reverses the whole thing. It feels terrible to lose even a few bucks because we all know that even a dollar can buy so much. To lose so much money in one night would be heartbreaking. And so, when asked how she felt when she lost her money, Edith revealed that her biggest fear was not having enough to pay the bills. But with the help of Bobby, the bank manager, and the locals, she had little to worry about. There is a valuable lesson we must all take away from this incredible incident. We must all be aware of our surroundings and to try to be of help to the ones in need. We should try to assist anyone we can, as no man is an island. The poor old lady would have been in deep trouble financially, which would have caused a lot of stress had Bobby not been the one who found her lost cash.